hope that you in the press can get it out there. On this day, 52 years ago, Congress passed one of the most essential laws ever devised to protect water bodies throughout the United States. The 1972 passage of the Clean Water Act was the first of its kind, establishing a robust set of national water quality standards that restrict pollution, improve wetlands and water management methodologies, and create listing requirements for better tracking and sustaining ecosystems. It transformed our relationship to rivers and streams and contributed to the protection of many more that were and continue to be essential to communities of the United States. Think Housatonic River. Unfortunately for the people of the Berkshires, by 1972, it was too late to protect the Housatonic River thanks to GE's reckless dumping of hundreds of thousands of pounds of toxic PCBs in the water. We, not GE, continue to pay for their toxic legacy today. The Housatonic River was once a vital resource for the residents of the Berkshires. For generations, people fished, recreated, and relied on its waters for their livelihoods. All that changed when, starting in 1930, all the way to 1977, GE knowingly polluted the river with toxic PCB chemicals supplied by Monsanto to produce electrical transformers at its manufacturing plant in Pittsfield. PCBs are highly toxic chemicals known to cause various health problems, including cancer, liver damage, and other serious illnesses. And I'm just going to interject something. The EPA says possibly. The rest of the world says definitely. Despite the known dangers, GE continued to dump PCBs into the river for decades. Monsanto, the company that produced PCBs, was aware of the risks as early as 1944 when they began to track cases of liver damage among their employees exposed to these chemicals. Both companies were aware of the potential harm, but chose not to act responsibly. Instead, they prioritized cost savings over public safety, opting to use PCBs rather than safer alternatives like, wait for it, mineral oil. Mineral oil costs more. This toxic dumping legacy has essentially ruined the Housatonic River. The PCBs have contaminated the water, sediment, and aquatic life, posing serious health risks to those who live near and depend on the river. The contamination has also affected the economic viability of the river as a resource, limiting fishing, recreation, and tourism opportunities, which are crucial to the region's economy. Despite the clear need for remediation, GE's proposed solution to this environmental disaster falls far short of what is required. Their plan to dredge the river and dump the contaminated sediment on land merely relocates the problem instead of addressing it at its source. A genuine cleanup effort would involve removing and destroying the PCBs, not just moving them from one place to another. It is now imperative for these corporations to take full responsibility for the damage they have caused and undertake a genuine and effective cleanup effort that restores the river to its natural state. The technology to destroy PCBs exists, and both GE and the Environmental Protection Agency are well aware of it. Yet GE has resisted using these methods, likely due to higher costs involved. The company, which has been said has earned $11 billion annually, and by the way, back in 2021, they sold their airline division for $26 billion, 3 short years ago. They earn $11 billion annually, and they want to save $200 million by avoiding a proper cleanup. This is not only a blatant disregard for public health and environmental safety, but also a failure of corporate responsibility. The company needs to invest in available new technologies and work collaboratively with the community to develop a solution that is financially viable, morally just, and serves the public interest. The current legal proceedings have also highlighted the failure of the EPA to fulfill its founding mission of protecting the environment and public health. The EPA, under court orders, has facilitated a plan that many experts agree will not remedy the worsening condition of the Housatonic River. The agency's decision-making process has been criticized for being bureaucratic and failing to consider the most effective solutions to clean up the river. Instead of simply implementing a court's order, the EPA should advocate for a comprehensive cleanup plan that genuinely addresses the contamination and ensures the long-term health of the river and the surrounding communities. As the court battles continue, GE appears to be manipulating the litigation process to stall and dilute the remediation efforts, allowing them to evade their responsibility further. However, there remains an opportunity for GE to work with the town of Lee and other affected communities to correct this historic wrong by becoming more transparent. Choosing to engage constructively and invest in the best available technologies to destroy the PCBs, GE can demonstrate its commitment to corporate accountability and environmental stewardship. The path forward must involve a comprehensive approach that includes dredging the most contaminated areas behind the dams and transporting the toxic material to pre-existing licensed facilities for destruction. The remaining funds should be used for research and implement the best possible approaches for cleaning the river, enabling it to heal from decades of pollution. This approach would not only restore the health of the Housatonic River, but also protect the well-being of the people who live in the Berkshires and depend on the river for their livelihoods. The situation with the Housatonic River remains a critical test of corporate responsibility and environmental justice. GE and Monsanto have a moral obligation to rectify the damage they have caused by choosing profit over public safety. A true cleanup effort that removes and destroys the PCBs rather than relocating them is the only acceptable solution. The people of the Berkshires deserve a restored river that once again serves as the heart of their community. And it's time for GE and Monsanto to do the right thing and make that vision a reality. I'm going to hand over the mic to Marilyn Wyatt,